It's Shiv Sena versus the Eknath Shinde Sena, and this drama is to play out in the Supreme Court shortly. The Bombay High Court has refused to entertain a plea against Eknath Shinde. The plea states that with 8 Sena ministers being outside Maharashtra, the work is getting adversely impacted. There are at least 8 Shiv Sena ministers who are a part of the Eknath Shinde Sena, and these include Eknath Shinde himself, Gulabrao Patil, Dara Bhose, Uday Sawant being the latest. He is the 9th to join the rebel camp. Abdul Sattar, Shambhuraje Desai and a number of others are currently a part of the Eknath Shinde Sena. Now, Deepak Kesarkar, rebel MLA in Guwahati, has told India Today that they have not just 2/3 support of Shiv Sena MLAs, but more. They claim the party, the name that they have sought for their faction of the Shiv Sena is Shiv Sena Bala Sahib, and they claim that they have the support of 39 Shiv Sena MLAs. There are others who are joining them, plus at least 9 others, and they're saying they will have between 54 to 55 MLAs as part of their group in the Maharashtra State Assembly, and that is why they want recognition as a separate entity. This matter will now be taken up in the Supreme Court, and India Today has the biggest team of reporters getting you the latest from Guwahati to Delhi to Mumbai to Thane. I quickly now want to cut across to India Today's Nalini Sharma joining us from the Supreme Court, and also with me is Pankaj Upadhyay from Mumbai. But Nalini, to you first, this matter becomes extremely interesting in the Supreme Court because the fate of the 16 rebel MLAs will actually, in a way, decide the fate of the Uddhav Thackeray government in Maharashtra.
No doubt about that, and what's very interesting to watch out for is that the Eknath Shinde faction that has approached the Supreme Court with these 2 petitions has left no stone unturned when it comes to challenging things before the top court, because they are hoping for a favorable order in their favor on literally any aspect of this entire crisis that has been going on in Maharashtra. So even though it's commonly believed that when you are filing a petition before a court of law, the more specific and the more streamlined the petition is, the better chance you have to get some relief. But the Eknath Shinde camp seems to have gone the other way when it comes to their legal strategy, and they have challenged pretty much everything under the sun, so that in case they can't get relief on one aspect, they have the chance to push the court or press for a relief on another aspect. They've challenged the disqualification notice. They're asking for a stay on that. They've challenged the rejection of the no confidence motion that was passed by the Deputy Speaker. They've also gone ahead and said that no disqualification proceedings can be conducted till the time this no confidence motion is decided in finality. And along with that, they've also gone ahead and challenged the appointment of the legislative party leader of the Shiv Sena in the form of Ajay Chaudhary. So every aspect has been brought before the court by the Shinde faction, which means that the Supreme Court today, the bench hearing the matter, is going to be looking at a more comprehensive picture of the entire crisis that is going on in Maharashtra. It's not going to be looking at any one particular point. It's going to be looking at what the complete picture is. Another important aspect, Gaurav, is that the entire battle before the Supreme Court is not going to be played on numbers. It's not going to matter which faction has how many MLAs in their camp, because the Supreme Court's not going to ask anyone to prove the numbers that they have. What the Supreme Court's going to look into are the legalities and the procedural aspects of things, and see who is standing at least in the right as of now. It's going to be a battle between India's top lawyers before the Supreme Court. All the top legals are going to be presenting one or the other party. We're going to have Harish Salve, Abhishek Manu Singhvi, Kapil Sibal, Neeraj Kishan Kaul, and of course the Solicitor General himself, who is going to be appearing for the Union of India. So it's expected to be a firecracker of a hearing today, which we can expect will begin in another 45 minutes to an hour from now. The bench is already assembled, and we are awaiting for the matter to come up before the bench so that the hearing can officially kick off.
Firecracker of a hearing, because you have some of India's biggest legal eagles in court, not on numbers but on the legal and procedural aspect of what's happening in Maharashtra. Stay with me. Pankaj Upadhyay also joins me from Mumbai. And Pankaj, this petition that was filed in the Bombay High Court, saying 8 ministers away, government work is suffering. What was the prayer? Why did the court refuse to entertain it?
Gaurav, the fact remains at this point of time, at least 8 ministers of the MVS Sarkar are now with the rebel Eknath Shinde camp. This includes Ujay Samant as well, the higher education minister that shifted his loyalties yesterday and marched over to Guwahati. Now, this is shocking because he is considered to be a Aditya Thackeray confidant as well. And now, what my colleague Vidya is getting from the Bombay High Court is that this petition had been filed by people from across the Maharashtra, areas like Buldhana, Mumbai, Pune and Thane. And the plea stated that with 8 Sena ministers being outside Maharashtra, the work in various areas that is under the expertise of the various ministers is getting impacted. 8 ministers are not in Mumbai, and therefore the Chief Justice has now said that he would be giving a separate date. Now, Shiv Sena maintains that they are one, and even though many people are shifting their loyalties and moving over to Guwahati, Shiv Sena maintains that they are still in touch with 10 to 15 of the MLAs, and that once the rebel camp comes to Mumbai, the tide is going to change and all these 15 MLAs are going to have a change of heart, and they are yet again going to show their loyalties to Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Uddhav Thackeray. At the same time, Shiv Sena also maintains, interestingly, that the rebel camp is also getting in touch with many member of parliaments, because it is believed that after the MLAs, the Eknath Shinde camp will try and get in touch with a member of parliament so that they can try and wrest control over the party as well. Sanjay Rao, chief spokesperson of the Shiv Sena at this point of time, maintains that they have realized that efforts are being made by Eknath Shinde camp to get in touch with the member of parliaments as well, but out of 18 member of parliaments, the Shiv Sena, Uddhav Thackeray's Sena here, commands the loyalty of at least 16. The 2 remaining are, of course, Bhavna Gawli, who was facing the ED heat for quite some time, and of course Eknath Shinde's son as well. Barring these 2, Shiv Sena maintains that it has the loyalty and support of 16 member of parliaments, and that it is fighting the battle at every front. Especially it says that it is legally fortified, and it maintains that the splinter group will not be able to escape the anti-defection law just by maintaining that they have 2/3 of majority. They say that the Shinde camp is interpreting the law in a very incorrect fashion. Unless, of course, they merge, they cannot escape anti-defection.